touch base with you guys a little bit on like why I was MIA, but I guess I kind of wanted to go into a little bit more detail just because it kind of deals with manifestation. Again, hi guys. I am sorry I've been MIA. I've just had a lot of like really crazy stuff going on with all of this great awakening. Being that I'm trying to reconnect with like my past lives a little bit just to kind of get set up on like what my purpose is here. 'Cause obviously I'm trying to gain some purpose already with just like, all my note taking and giving you guys these great videos and just working on things with you guys. So I'm learning, y'all are learning, we're learning together, and we're experiencing stuff together, so you get first-hand examples, not just a tutorial on a YouTube channel. It's real life stuff that I'm using in my life. So I'm being a little personal with you guys, sharing some things with you guys, not everything, not all the details, but I'm using these things firsthand. So there's actual proof, there's actual evidence that, hey, this stuff actually works. Cause I've used it before. I have on smaller scales, like with like discounts and sales and stuff, and jobs and careers. Because back when I was like living in Portland, I was extremely unsatisfied with the job that I had, so I was just kind of spurring up some different ideas and some different things, and just kind of stumbling across Craigslist jobs, and I came across a really great one. And I got advancement in that position too, which was the first time I got at least pay raise with my advancement, because I have had promotions before, but not like a nice pay grade up, because they bumped my pay grade up quite a bit there too. So it was like, it was a cool job. It manifested into my life. It was magical. It was a magical experience. And I did that one subconsciously too. So, I mean, if there's proof that there's, a subconscious way to do it, you could do this without, specific affirmations and specific skills, or I mean, not skills, but specific steps. Like, you can still manifest this without those steps. So, I mean, that only justifies this even further, right? Really though, I've been pretty MIA because I've been doing a lot of like a mixture of experiments. I don't know if you heard that squealing in the background. Anyway, there's so many different methods for like manifestation. You can do the journaling thing. There's different types of things to do within the journal. Like there's the 33 method, which I've shown you before, which is literally just writing out your affirmation 33 times and practicing it, repetition. Because really, like, I've said this, I don't know how many times, alchemy, it's all a trick of the mind. It's all about your mind, what's going on mentally that affects your outside world. Because everything, I don't think I've mentioned this before. I think I want to get into detail about it too. Like, I had my dream, my prophetic dream, when all of this stuff happened with like the planet alignments like that. It just kind of shows you that there's stuff set up in life, and this is all a learning experience for our souls to get rid of like past karma and clean our states and just reconnect with the spirit realm and other realms too, other dimensions I should say, so we can manifest a better life, or a life that we want. Some of us have soul contracts from previous lifetimes, so we're kind of stuck doing the same thing. I'm sure there's ways to work around that stuff still too, but anyway, so there's past life karma that goes into like your manifestations too. So really like doing like the depth stuff, like the shadow work that comes along with it, and setting your mental mind frame up for manifestations. There's a lot that goes along with that. So there's different methods of manifestation, like the 33 method. There's like subliminal methods that you can use, like listening to subliminal music while you sleep, meditating with it. Just repetition though is the biggest one. You just you keep practicing what you preach, and eventually it sticks. So that's really where I come from when I say that. So that's like, while I was MIA, what I did was I would listen to subliminal music on YouTube just whenever I felt like it, not like overbearing or anything, because you don't want to like drain yourself. That's not the purpose of this, right? We're not doing all this to drain ourselves. We're doing it to change our conscious way of thinking. We're trying to change our subconscious, the thought process behind everything. So that takes methods, it takes steps, it takes a little bit of brainwashing for yourself too. So you got to brainwash yourself into thinking differently. So that's what I've really been up to, like with like my shadow work and just training my thoughts to not necessarily worry about everything, to just kind of go with the flow, let energy come towards me, because again, we're all frequencies. So if we want to manifest things, it's got to come towards us. And we have a lot of subconscious barriers and beliefs that they're subconscious, so we don't know that they exist, but they do. So we have to tackle those thoughts and tackle those feelings and acknowledge them somehow, and that comes through self-reflection, which is a lot of what we're going through too. A lot of people have noticed we're doing kind of like the backlog of the Lionsgate portal, which was a lot of resetting, new chapters beginning in people's lives. So we're past that part. So now we're at the self-reflection part. We're thinking about what we really want out of life, what we really want to do with ourselves, and just taking that self-reflection time to be alone, meditate, be okay with being alone, and just figuring out specifically what we want. So that's where we're at this time right now on August 20th. However, in between that, I've been practicing my affirmations and my manifestations through reprogramming my mind, really, through like the subliminal music, meditation, repetition, journaling. I think I'm gonna do scripting next. I haven't gone too detailed into scripting. I've done like a little bit of it. Just here, I'll show you an example. Like, I did this letter to my subconscious, and I read this. I think this is something that I like to just keep here for myself anyway. It's a letter to my subconscious, so when I'm having like doubts or something, or I don't feel quite sure of something, I just come back and read this, and I remind myself, like, hey, remember, trust the universe, don't freak out or anything. And then of course I have notes on like how to change your mindset. So all of this stuff is just here in my journal if like I need to come back and look at it and reflect on things, or if I just need like, a reminder, because we all need reminders, right? I mean, I need to remind myself all the time. But like, reprogramming your mind I really suggest this too if you really want to. I'm honestly thinking of just coming up with a program for my Patreon subscribers, just so we can start something, because I haven't really messed around on my Patreon too much yet. I'm gonna do like a program with like lots of different skills, methods, and workshops for you guys to use on Patreon, so you can redevelop or reprogram your mind towards manifesting like a better lifestyle for yourself. So I'll probably develop a class like that here shortly, real shortly. I'm also in the process of mushrooming, growing mushrooms, I should say. So I have some other things going on too with life, but it all goes along with spirituality and collective consciousness, so don't worry. But if you want any like details on like, you know, some of the different steps and different methods, and specifically I can help you focus on whatever you need to, if it's like money, a relationship, you know, just a better situation, better living place for you. I know a lot of this stuff is kind of hard to focus on right now, or it feels like it is because of all the distractions, but we can do this, I promise. So, like, really, I think the main purpose of this video was to tell you guys to take the time to be by yourself, because we need to self-reflect. We need to make sure that, you know, what we're doing is what we want to be doing. We're manifesting the right things that are best for us. We gotta make sure that we're doing all the steps and the details that, you know, come in between that process, like, you know, the self-reflection, the shadow work, and, you know, making sure we're doing what's best for us. So all of that stuff, it's all, you know, essential in manifesting. So take the time to reprogram your mind and sit still and just be out in nature and ground yourself like I am, and just, you know, reflect. Think about it. Make sure it's what you really want to do. Make sure it's what's best for you. Make sure you're thinking about all the aspects of yourself. Make sure you're reflecting on your mood and your attitude towards it. And, you know, if it's just your ego's desires, or if it's something that could really benefit you, think about those things and reflect on them. And your manifestations, either you'll find that, hey, maybe this isn't really what I want to do, or your manifestation is going to come faster for you because you've done all of the, you know, the other steps, the other, you know, the hard work, the details, you're working on yourself, and, you know, retraining your brain so you know that you deserve abundance, and you know that you deserve your manifestations. That stuff will just come a lot easier, a lot more natural to you. So you take those steps. This is an important part of the process. It feels like it's not, because we're all impatient creatures. We've been bred to be impatient creatures. Work. Trust me, I was in a big city for a little while recently, so I know what that's like. Get over it. People in big cities, slow down. Slow down and reflect, and take the pause that's necessary in between your manifestations to make sure you're doing the right thing, to make sure that you have the right mindset, and to just be, because we're all here just being. We gotta enjoy the small things too, right? And that entails quiet time. Yeah, that's really it. I'll go into more detail in some of my next videos a little bit more tomorrow. Trying to get back on track. I'm sorry, I've been MIA. So I'm gonna get back on track here tomorrow, and also set up that schedule, so I'll be like uploading videos on a better schedule earlier in the mornings for you guys soon. Oh, and I'm also setting up my stream on Twitch for more painting stuff, and some spiritual talks, some spiritual chit chats, some podcasts. Hopefully we'll be able to get some guests on the show here soon. But yeah. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And links are in description below. Peace.